Scott here again on Flip That Script. And today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of having a support system and what I believe is the importance of having part of that support system include getting the services of a counselor or a therapist. Most importantly, when it comes to getting a counselor or therapist, you really should get someone that's well educated and well versed with the issues of narcissism, abuse and emotional abuse, and toxic personalities and toxic family, etc. So someone that either specializes in that or is very familiar with the same kind of information that you've been educating yourself with. But that support system is very, very vital to getting through this time, especially if you've made the decision to go no contact. A counselor or therapist who understands these things can also help to evaluate along with you if that's the route that you should take. And part of the reason that it's important to have someone who truly understands all this is so that they can validate you and your decision and your experiences, and who can understand and validate the fact that you really can't resolve these kinds of issues with toxic, abusive family members. Although I mentioned maybe using that as a boundary with family, that they'll have to go to counseling with you, etc., as a condition, I wanted to qualify that. That is not because I believe that if someone's high on the spectrum and toxic and abusive family members can really change the dynamic with you, but it more can be used to show them how serious you are, and even if they were to attend a session or two with you, it will help you to confirm how unresolvable these issues are with them. Another good reason to get a therapist or counselor that fully understands this is that you're really going to need to unpack this and tell your story. It's so important that you kind of go through and recount your history and unpack this with someone. And although you may have good friends that are there to support you and who even understand the situation, maybe even a friend or two that can relate. I have a friend or two who can directly relate to my experience, even though neither one of them has gone fully no contact. And one good friend who had an emotionally abusive father. His father passed away some years back, and he had never gone no contact. But having friends, whether they understand or can relate or not, it's really important that you also maybe not overburden them with a process that kind of more requires and needs the guidance of a counselor or a therapist. Other thing that I'm going to suggest that you do, and this will help to supplement you getting support from friends, support and guidance from a counselor or therapist, and also because this will help with your counseling and therapy, I think it's very important that you document, even if you went no contact and did a simple cut and dry letter, that it's not working for you, to families that you're either taking a breather from or that you may eventually go fully no contact with. It's very important that you document your experience. Journal about it. List the most painful incidents and experiences, and so forth. But again, that support system is so important. And if you've been isolated, if you're not a very social person, or maybe unfortunately some of the impact of the abuse that you've experienced from family members has affected your self-esteem and makes it so that you don't have any friends, I very much urge you, especially if you're single, that you seek out friendships. If you're kind of an introverted person, there's always somebody extroverted out there, like I am, who will befriend you. You need to find activities and things to do or places to go where you're going to come in contact with people who may befriend you. Again, the buffer and the emotional mental health that it gives you to have positive, supportive people in your life, including a counselor or therapist who's well educated about these issues, is so vital. It's so beneficial, and is really what's going to help you to connect with that inner strength along with additional support to get through and unpack all of this and to heal. And in the early days, and I'd say even the first maybe year or two of no contact, if you go that route, it's really going to be your saving grace to have those people whose interactions with you so strongly contrast with those of the toxic family members whose abuse and possibly even contact with that you are bringing to an end.